There is a quiet, almost invisible war being fought inside the minds of the most brilliant women you know. It's a war where the enemy is not a competitor, not a critic, but a voice that sounds exactly like her own. It whispers, "You are a fraud." She can stand in a room full of people who admire her, who rely on her, who have seen her succeed time and time again, and still, she feels like a child wearing an adult's clothes, waiting for the moment the curtain drops and everyone realizes she doesn't belong. This is the silent battle with self-worth. It is the reason we shrink our light, the reason we apologize for our ambition, and the reason we downplay our power until it's almost invisible. We are not talking about a lack of confidence. We are talking about a deep internal conviction that our accomplishments are a fluke, a lucky accident, or a trick we've played on the world. If you have ever smiled while breaking inside, if you have ever achieved something monumental and immediately dismissed it as no big deal, this story is for you. We need to talk about the cost of this silence.
Where does this voice come from? It is not born in a vacuum. It is a product of centuries of social conditioning, a subtle, pervasive hum that tells women they must be perfect to be accepted and modest to be valued. We are taught to be caretakers, to be likable, and to take up less space. And when we do succeed, when we do step into our power, the internal alarm bells ring. This is the impostor phenomenon, first identified in high-achieving women. Studies consistently show that women score higher on measures of this internal doubt. It's not because we are less competent. It's because the world has a different set of expectations for our competence. Think of the woman who gets a promotion and immediately worries about being exposed, while her male counterpart simply accepts the praise. She is not just battling her own mind. She is battling a system that rewards her for being small and punishes her for being too much. This conditioning forces us into a cruel cycle of self-sabotage. We delay applying for the job, we underprice our work, we refuse the compliment. We are so afraid of being exposed as a fraud that we unconsciously work to keep ourselves from rising too high, just to prove the internal voice right.
But what if the fraud is not you? What if the fraud is the belief that you are one? The moment of transformation is not a sudden dramatic explosion of confidence. It is a quiet, internal shift. It is the moment you stop trying to earn your worth and realize you were born with it. We have to stop waiting for external validation, the perfect title, the perfect relationship, the perfect body, to finally permit ourselves to be powerful. Strength isn't about carrying everything. It's knowing what to finally put down. And what we must put down is the heavy, exhausting burden of perfection. The realization is this: the voice of the imposter is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign that you are challenging your own boundaries. It is proof that you are growing. The most powerful women are not the ones who never feel doubt, but the ones who feel it and do it anyway. They have learned to treat that internal critic not as a judge, but as a nervous, overprotective friend whose advice they can politely ignore.
The battle with self-worth will never fully end, but the way you fight it can change everything. You can choose to stop fighting yourself and start fighting for yourself. The key is to reframe the narrative. When you achieve something, do not dismiss it as luck. Do not say, anyone could have done that. Instead, practice radical acceptance of your own brilliance. Look at the evidence. Look at the long nights, the hard work, the sheer will it took to get here. That is not a fluke. That is your power. Maybe the version of you the world rejected, the one who was too loud, too ambitious, too much, was the most real one. And maybe, just maybe, the greatest act of self-love is to stop apologizing for her existence. Your worth is not a negotiation.
It is not a reward for good behavior. It is the foundation of who you are. The only thing left to do is to finally, truly let yourself be seen.